Christmas, SHS. I am Alicia Boone.
And I'm Ashley Hibbie.
And this is Shallowater News Now.
To this holly jolly Christmas edition of SNN on Wednesday, December 14th. As many of you may already know, beginning in January of 2017, Mr. Hulse will be serving our country in order to ensure our freedoms. SNN reporter Jordan Fernandez will tell us more.
Here's what I tell everyone. I was born by God's dear grace in an extraordinary place where the stars and stripes and the eagle fly.
I'm here with Ms. Barrera. So why do you appreciate Mr. Hulse?
Well, I believe, Mr. Hulse makes the ultimate sacrifice by, defending our country and leaving his family at home and his kids and his wife and his job and all of sense of normalcy and going to defend our freedom. So I feel like that takes a great person, someone very special to give up everything they know at home to go and do that.
Are you going to miss him while he's gone?
Of course we'll miss him. He does a lot for our school and a lot for our kids and just a lot for our community. So I'm really I'm sad that he's leaving, but I know he's going to do the right thing and take care of business. So
all right, thank you. Appreciate Mr. Hulse.
I appreciate him because I've gotten in trouble a lot of times, and he's always gotten me out of the trouble, even though I should probably be in AAP right now. But that's it. Thank you, Mr. Hulse.
Okay, Brody Barnes, why do you like Mr. Hulse?
I appreciate him for his service and making the school a better place.
Are you going to miss him while he's deployed?
Yes.
So will we all. Okay, Sonny, why do you appreciate Mr. Hulse?
He's very positive. He's a positive guy. And he's a great cartoonist.
Are you going to miss him while he's gone?
Yes, very much so.
All right, Jackson, why do you appreciate Mr. Hulse?
I appreciate what he did for our country and his continued service, and I believe that he's a very, very nice principal with good morals and everything.
Are you going to miss him while he's gone?
Of course.
Cool, me too. Thank you. All right, Ms. Griffiths, why do you appreciate Mr. Hulse?
Mr. Hulse is a real stand-up guy who goes to everything and supports everyone in our school.
Are you going to miss him while he's gone?
Of course, we all are.
Yeah, me too. Thank you. So, Mr. Hulse, what inspired you to join the armed services?
I'm not sure what the inspiration was initially. The bottom line was when I graduated high school, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I was like most students, most kids. And then as a couple months rolled by after graduation, I wasn't sure if I wanted to start college. So I thought, well, I'll just go to the military because that's a great way to figure out what I needed to do. And I had always been toying with that idea of joining the Army anyway. I just wasn't sold on it myself. So I took a leap of faith and joined, and it's gotten me here to where I'm at today.
Nice. Now, do you have a long lineage in the armed services?
Not a super long lineage. My dad was in the military. He was also in the Army National Guard, so I kind of had an idea of what that was like. And that's why I joined the National Guard right out of high school. Was I decided if I didn't like the Army, I could do the 1 weekend a month and the 2-week trainings in the summertime. I could do that for 6 years and not really worry about the commitment of doing it full-time every day. Mm-hmm. So, and then it turns out I enjoyed it. So 25 years later, here we are.
So, and now that your children are a little bit older, how do they feel about you being in it now?
Well, there's a sense of pride with all of us. Of course, my son, who's a little older, he kind of thinks it's cool a little bit. He's not sure it's for him, but he understands what we do more and more. My daughter still thinks that Dad's just in the Army. It really doesn't resonate very well with her. And then, of course, my little one, he's 2. He's just happy to be hanging around.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is they understand it and they support what I do. It's just it gets more difficult when deployments come around. So, but.
And what would you say to younger people that are aspiring to join after high school or college?
If you're thinking about the military, I just really recommend anybody to research it. Find out what they like, what interests them, because every branch of the military is different, and they offer different things. There's some similarities that cross over, but everything is such a different animal in the different services. So it's a great way to get a jump on life. If you're really not sure what you want to do, if you're not sure that college is right for you, but yet you know you want to go to college eventually, but you've been in school for 12 years, in some cases 13, but when you know that you've got to get something going, it's an excellent way. You get into the military, you get a steady paycheck, okay? Your medical is free. If you're enlisted, your food is free. Everything's free right up front, okay? Plus you're getting the GI Bill, and you can earn money for college for when you are ready to go to school. So I think it's an outstanding opportunity for anybody.
And would you say that it's taught you a lot about life and dealing with people?
The military has taught me more than I can forget about life and about how to deal with people, how to deal with situations, and it's in stressful situations mostly. I've had people tell me that, well, the Army teaches me how to kill. No, it doesn't teach you how to kill. Okay, that's something totally different. It teaches you how to react under stress in a environment that is less than admirable, or less than, the word I'm looking for is just opportunity. I mean, you don't, sometimes you're in a spot where you're just not sure if you want to be there.
Yeah.
So, and that happens in training, that happens in overseas, it can happen at any time. So the Army has prepared me well for those sorts of things.
All right. And do you think that that's resonated into your job as an educator?
Absolutely, because there's times, especially as a principal, when we're dealing with situations that we don't really want to be a part of. And regardless of what everybody thinks, we don't really sit back here and think about how we're going to punish students. But the point is, sometimes students find themselves in situations that they didn't want to be in, but we're all in it together. And now we have to resolve it and figure out how to get out of it and how to make it right and how to move forward.
Thank you, Mr. Hulse, for your service. We appreciate you, and we will miss you while you are serving our great country. Now, what's Christmas without eggnog? Let's see which SNN reporter can conquer the eggnog challenge.
Alright, hello everybody. Happy holidays from SNN. We're going to do the eggnog challenge.
Refreshing. Alicia, have you got all your Christmas wrapping done?
I haven't even started.
Well, let's take it to the halls for a class wrapping competition.
Go.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings to you, wherever you are. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. So bring us some piggy pudding. So bring us some piggy pudding. So bring us some piggy pudding and a whole bunch of beer. We won't go until we get some. We won't go until we get some. We won't go until we get some. So bring some right here.
Stop, everybody stop. It's so hard to stick to your
Way to go, seniors. Hey, Ashley, can you name all of Santa's reindeer?
Dasher, Dancer, Rudolph, Olive, I don't know.
Okay, let's see if these SHS students can name all of them.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me.
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Donner, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen. Rudolph.
Dasher, Dancer, Comet, Cupid, Prancer, Vixen. Wait, I already said that. Rudolph, and I don't know the rest.
Rudolph, Dasher, Prancer, Comet, Vixen. Don't know, they won, is it? Why am I thinking? Okay, that's it. That's all I know. That's all.
Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen, Rudolph, Dasher, Dancer, Blitzen, Prancer. That's all I got for you.
I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, a dreidel I shall play. Oh, dreidel. 12 days of Christmas. 8 days of
On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me.
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Rudolph, Dancer, Dasher, Prancer, Vincent, Cobalt. Isn't that right? Cobalt?
Definitely an element on the periodic table.
Oh, that's a metal. Ice cream. It's chemistry. What is the other name? I'm missing 3. Vincent. I already said Vincent. Prancer.
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen, and if you want to include Rudolph, there you go.
You know Dixon and Donder and Brixen and Vincent, Cobalt and Flounder and Larry and
Vincent, that's funny. Anyways, the FFA LDE teams made it all the way to state this year. Let's go to SNN reporters Angelica Acevedo and Caitlin Benson for the scoop.
Can you describe to me the process of how to make it to state in qualifying?
Yes. Okay, so you have to get first or second at your district competition and at your area competition. And I got first at district and second in area, so I got to advance and ended up getting second at state.
Good job. What was your biggest challenge throughout this whole process?
My biggest challenge was definitely having to remember all of the answers to the questions because there were so many of them.
And what was your favorite part of this entire experience?
My favorite part of the whole trip was definitely just getting to meet new people because it would take like hours for us to get all of our results in. So we're just sitting here talking to new people and making a bunch of new friends.
Awesome, thank you, congratulations.
So, what do you guys do to prepare for all this?
Well, we came up every morning about 6 or 6:30, and we would stay after school till 6 almost every day of the week. And we would just practice our scripts and practice taking apart the engine and putting it back together. And we just come up every single day.
What was the most challenging part about preparing to go to state?
I say the hardest part was staying focused. We would never stay focused during practices. We'd start, and like one time we were saying the tools, and Hunter, he's supposed to say torque wrench, and then Landry's supposed to say nut set, and they said torque or nut set, and we all started dying laughing. We couldn't stop. It was pretty fun.
So, how did your teacher help you, and what was your favorite experience throughout all of this?
Well, Mr. Hawkins is always there helping us, making us get better, making us practice every single day, which actually helped us a lot to get to state. And probably one of my favorite parts was the car ride down there with Mr. Brook. It was so much fun, and that and going to the mall in Huntsville, and then that was pretty much fun.
Well, usually, Mr. Hawkins, when we had our practices, we'd jack around a lot during practice, and he'd just start saying stuff that made us laugh. And none of us really took it seriously, but eventually, after we started, after a while, we took it seriously, realizing that we had one of the hardest districts. And he'd always say he's going to can this team, but it was a big joke, and we eventually figured out that we were better than we thought we were.
What do you guys learn through all of your experience from just going to state, practicing, and perfecting your skills?
I think it was that hard work pays off, that we worked so hard to get to state, and it ended up paying off at the end with getting 10th.
Yeah, I agree with that. Same thing he said.
Thank you for your time.
Wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you.
Hey, we're back. Anyways, here's a fun game of fill in the blank Christmas style. Silly goose.
Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg, Batmobile lost a wheel and the Joker got away. Hey!
Hi, I'm Judith and I'm with Laura Contreras and we're going to be playing fill in the blank with Christmas songs. Okay.
I should be playing in the winter snow, but I would be under
They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games.
Oh, wait. Okay. Wait, keep playing it. I don't know. Now the jingle bell has begun.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say,
Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?
Is that all you want?
You rock. Hey, Alicia, do you have a New Year's resolution?
I mean, yeah, don't you?
Well, let's see what resolutions these guys have.
Okay, what is your New Year's resolution?
Finally get that hamster I wanted.
I'm Maddie here with Maddie. What is your New Year's resolution?
To be a millionaire.
That's a good one. What is your New Year's resolution?
To make it to school on time so I can go to the grind at least once.
Hello. What is your New Year's resolution?
To stop spending my entire paycheck on Taco Bell and McDonald's.
It's just a microphone. What is your New Year's resolution?
What am I new? I'm going to try to be better than I've ever been before, okay?
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That is a good
If
one.
I could be more like Jesus, that's my very,
That's a good one.
that's my wish.
That's
I
good.
write that to be more like you every day.
That's good. Good job. Make better grades. That is so cliche. Have a good year at college. Don't die. Die. That is a good.
I don't really have a New Year's resolution.
That's not a valid answer.
Well, usually I have one and then I don't follow through with it, so it doesn't really work. Probably not.
Working out on a regular basis and to not drink Cokes. Is that a good? Say that one more time.
It's to graduate. Alright, my New Year's resolution is to master Pokemon.
New Year's resolution.
Don't make New Year's resolutions.
What's your New Year's resolution, Madeline Wilkinson?
To get a life.
My New Year's resolution is to actually be consistent in things I do, because some days I'm good at things and some days I'm not, and some days I embarrass myself because I'm not good at some things, and then some days I feel proud of myself because I am good. And I just, this 2017 year, I hope to be the best at everything I do. Every day I do it.
Good tidings we bring.
Have you ever thought about how Santa fits down a chimney? Or how fast his reindeer really fly? Let's go to Payton Redmond and Zeke Coleman as they totally ruin our favorite Christmas stories.
I'm Zeke Coleman.
And I'm Payton Redmond.
And we're going to ruin everything that you ever liked about Christmas stories.
With science. Let's start with reindeer. They can't biologically fly. Therefore, it is impossible for Santa to get around the globe like he does. See how that doesn't make any sense?
Additionally, let us say that Rudolph, with his nose so bright, was to lead Santa's sleigh on that foggy Christmas Eve. Have you ever tried to turn your brights on in the fog? Santa wouldn't have been able to see crap. All he would have seen is a crimson-colored haze. See how that doesn't make any sense?
Let's move on to Santa. Can you see a approximately 250-pound man getting down a 8 by 12 inch hole in a chimney? See by this following diagram. Do you see a fat man getting down that chimney? No, you don't. And he doesn't just make the chimney magically bigger, no. So therefore, him getting down the chimney is physically and humanly impossible.
But, as Arthur Clarke once said, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. So therefore, we must assume, being that Santa is a verified entity, that he uses advanced quantum teleportation to relocate himself inside of the house. See the equations that follow. Which dumbs down to this. Where all particles in Santa's body are quantumly and electrically charged, then he could teleport into the house. It's possible, Payton.
Seems legit. Next, we must observe how Santa could get across the globe and all the airspaces in one night. Well, for one, he couldn't get into Russian, Syrian, or Chinese airspace, as they would probably all shoot him down with MiGs or surface-to-air missiles. And second, there is nothing on Earth that can travel fast enough or carry that much cargo to deliver all presents in that short amount of time.
Actually, Santa possesses cloaking technology invented by the Australian military that makes him completely invisible to radar. So, there's that. And if he was to move at 650 miles per second, or 2,340,000 miles per hour, he would be able to make a stop at every single house, in the world. It would be feasible to accomplish all of this, Payton, don't you see?
Well, I guess you have me convinced. The Aussies are pretty good at making stealth jet technology as what they are known for. But next, let's move on to the elves. They couldn't make all of the toys in the world because of one reason: legal patent issues. If they were to make all of the Nerf guns and all of the Xboxes, they cannot possibly do it without a legal patent. So next time you're shooting your Nerf gun around, remember that it may be illegal.
You know, I have one too. When Grandma got hit by all those reindeer walking home from our house on Christmas Eve, the average male reindeer weighs 350 pounds. Moving at 2,340,000 miles per hour and hitting a stationary target like Grandma would have created 20.76 kilotons of force emitted from that collision. That's equal to the bomb that we dropped on Nagasaki. She's dead. She's really dead.
That poor Grandma.
We hope each of you has a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
See you next year, SHS.